Come over here, I found the serpent. This place, it's a place where people gathered for thousands of years. This is cool, look at this. It's a wallaby. Check this out. I'm trying to find this emu. Oh, I think we found it. Just being here, I really get a connection to this ancient land. Welcome back to another episode of Rob Dog's Vlogs. So you might have seen my last episode when I seen some Aboriginal carvings at the location called Moon Rock. So the last video I didn't get to see all the spots I wanted to go to. So today we're going to go to all these different spots. We're going to see all the leftover engravings we missed last time. I brought Siri last time. I didn't want to let it down, but I couldn't bring her this time because with Siri, there's no rock art. National Park, bros. Get amongst. Alright, so we just got out of the car before the walk and I found this massive termite mound. It's a pretty big one. Have a go at it. It actually feels like it's made from like ground up sandstone with dirt and sand. We got ourselves an Australian bush bee. Check this bee out. They're very fluffy. This spot is the Elvina walking track, so we have more Aboriginal carvings ahead. They're not paintings, they're carvings. So yeah, we couldn't bring Siri because we're at the national park, so instead we brought Brandon. We have a track down here, sir.
Well, let's follow this track.
Look at this guy with his walking stick.
You shall not pass.
Sometimes when you're walking through the bushes, you see these black things off a tree and they're usually a lot bigger than this. That is a termite's nest. So this little track that we took is pretty much leading us to nowhere. We're going to go back on the main track and I'm going to get the drone up to see if I can see anything in the distance, because looking at the maps it's telling us that the paintings, rock carvings are back up here. What's going on there, Gandalf?
Oh, just making sure people don't pass.
The dreamtime is the story of time, before time. Dreaming is the word used to explain how life came to be. It is the stories and beliefs behind creation, law, and the interconnectedness of the past, present, and future. It is called different names in different Aboriginal languages. Animals, trees, plants, hills, rocks, and rivers were created by the spiritual beings or ancestors, and it is these gods that are most often depicted in rock art.
Alright, this was the little track we're supposed to go down. We started walking down there for 20 minutes, but the rock carvings are up here.
Look, I just want to apologise in advance if the carvings are hard to see on the screen. I mean, it's kind of a miracle that they can be seen at all, to be fair, but I recommend to anyone watching this that experiencing this yourself, it's well worth the trip. You will find yourself asking so many questions and be starving for answers you didn't even know that you were hungry for. But anyway, I digress. Back to the video.
Alright, we found our first rock carvings right here. It's a wallaby. You have a little wallaby, you can tell by the shape of them, they're a little bit more smaller and compressed with a smaller tail, but when they carve kangaroos, they're a bit bigger with a longer body. And right over here, you got another wallaby. So they've been here for a very long time, thousands of years. Alright, let's see what else we can find. So I'm just looking down here and I found this little grooving that looks like an old footprint. And it just reminded me, of like this place. It's a place where people gathered for thousands of years, where people came and celebrated. And it's just crazy to think how people and humanity change over the years with technology and houses. And just being here, I really get a connection to this ancient land. It's amazing just being here and imagining what was going on here thousands and thousands of years ago.
The Aboriginal people believe that the soul is indestructible and that death is a transition, not an end. And when we die, we go to the same place we were before we were born, which is known as the dreaming.
Come over here, I found the serpent. Lucky I did my research this time. Now I know what I'm looking for compared to last time. So right here is the serpent. If you look down here, you have natural tessellations on the rock going both ways. But the Aboriginals, they came through here and they did the horizontal lines and they turned it into a serpent.
Now, let me tell you about one of the most powerful creator beings in the dreamtime, the rainbow serpent. The rainbow serpent story varies from mob to mob, but the main consistency is that back when the earth was flat, shapeless, the rainbow serpent emerged from underground and then slithered across the barren, empty land. The power from the movement of its body formed physical features in the terrain like hills, gorges, creeks and rivers, occupying water holes and providing nourishing water. Once it was done shaping the earth, it coiled into a waterhole, where it lays to this day. To Aboriginal people, these tales are not mere myths or bedtime and campfire stories, but living, breathing stories that hold deep spiritual meaning, lore and history, to the point where the Dreamtime is one of the world's oldest continuously practiced religions. Indigenous Australian culture has been in existence for an estimated 65,000 years. The oldest known rock paintings, which depict ancestral beings and stories from the Dreamtime, date back roughly 28,000 years ago. I mean, wow. Just let that sink in.
Come over here, I found these. Once again, because I looked it up, I know what I'm looking at. See these things? These are shields.
Shields were obviously used for combat. It was mainly to settle disputes over resources, to set hierarchy, and also defend themselves from the English, but they never fought to wipe out other clans. Shields were not always just used for defensive purposes, but often used for artistic expression, displaying identity, lineage, and spiritual stories.
Look at me knowing what I'm talking about. I found this little groove here, have a go at it. It looks like half a propeller off a boat. It's got 3 triangular grooves. I did my research and I couldn't find anything about this. If any of you guys know what it is, let me know in the comment section. All right, let's get the drone up again and then we'll see what we're looking at. This is cool, look at this. I'm not sure if this is an old groove, but it sure looks like it. Can't really tell. But that's giving me the vibe it's an old carving there. So if I was to look at it, I don't know what it is. I'm trying to find this emu. Oh, is that it? Found it. I actually just found it as I said it. This site has many interesting carvings, but this track is best known for a particular design. It is a depiction that mirrors a pattern in the dark patches of the Milky Way, and one such pattern reveals a great emu in the sky. The head of the great emu is known to modern astronomers as the Coalsack Nebula, which once again highlights that Aboriginals had documented knowledge of the sky, stars, moon, and even the galaxy thousands of years ago.
in the form of great stories and years of surviving in nature's harshest natural environment, Australia. Each year, this engraving aligns with the great emu in the sky, which indicates that it is time to collect emu eggs, which is only just one example, further cementing the absolute amazement I have for their knowledge of the connection between the sky, land, animals, and man.
It's incredible because if you look at your feet, you can just see more and more. There's something here. I'm not exactly sure what that is. How about we put an effect on it and see if we can see it any better?
Just next to the great emu is this very large and unusually seated Daramulum figure. Please forgive my pronunciations. Daramulum is the son of Biami. Watch my previous video for more information on Biami. Daramulum is a shape-shifting sky and weather god, who is often depicted as a one-legged, half-emu-like being. The emu is the totem of Daramulum, and he is associated with the two emus here.
I keep getting my bloody shadow in the way. I really wonder how long it took to carve all these, and if it was better to carve when it was wet, because the ground's a bit softer. What do you reckon? If you guys know in the comment section, let me know. How was it done? How long did it take? Is it better to do it when it's wet?
Don't worry, this isn't the end of the video, but I just want to take this time to say a big thank you to everyone watching up until this point and taking an interest in what interests me. I find that the Earth is interesting, and how could you not? Not only are the landscapes and ocean views breathtaking, but when you add animal and human history to the mix, the truth becomes stranger than fiction. If you've enjoyed this video so far, give it a like. There will be a lot more coming in the near future, so if you're feeling a little bit generous, hit that subscribe button.
You know, just seeing all this different type of rock art in all these different areas, you look around and you just got sandstone everywhere and rocks everywhere, and it makes you wonder, there must be thousands and thousands of Aboriginal rock art that has not even been seen for thousands of years. So let's see if we can find any little sneaky ones in between. Here's me mate BJ. His great-great-grandmother was actually Aboriginal, even though he's wider than Casper's butt cheeks. He's the cameraman, and you guys will see him soon, and all the Thailand and Vietnam videos coming soon. Alright. We're here, and just as I got to the entrance, I noticed this rock. Have a look at this. They would have used this rock to sharpen their tools back in the day. Alright, here we are at the Basin Trail. We're going to go look at some more rock carvings up there, about 400 metres up. Look at that. It's a bit of a different structure to the last one. You got these woods guiding you the track. But we also have signs here, I'm assuming, and it's going to tell us. Oh yep, right here. Look at that. So this one here, I actually seen this one. So this rock carving here, I was looking this one up before. It's supposed to be a man and a woman, and there's supposed to be a boomerang above their head. And at first they didn't know why, and they thought it wasn't connected, but then they figured out later that maybe it is. So right here, you have a man, and there's a fish there, and it's supposed to be a bat off his head, but looking into it, they don't actually know what it is. It's very hard to see, but watch this. 1, 2, 3. And if you go further up here, there's another man. Right here, you can see a fish. There's all different sorts of animals here.
The Aboriginal people see rock art as like a historical archive, acting as crucial links to their cultures and their past like a visual record. Some rock carvings are known to depict historical events, such as the arrival of European ships and extinct animals like the Tasmanian tiger. You really can't help but wonder about the supernatural stuff that is carved as well. It's almost too scary to think about. And it's a good reminder that maybe we don't know as much as we think we know.
You know how we do it. Let's get the drone up.
It's honestly hard not to feel the absolute sorrow that comes with knowing what eventually happened to these incredible human beings. I am proud that at least as a nation, we have at least apologised and taken steps to attempt to heal the damage our forefathers chose to do. But unfortunately, no amount of sorry business could repay the lives needlessly lost. But the resilience and inner strength of the Aboriginal people will never die, and that is why these beliefs are still practiced and followed today, which is why we must celebrate and cherish their culture and this land we all call home.
Alright, so that was the basin engraving site. Now we're going to go to the final destination. Get amongst! Look at this tree. Nature tried to kill him, but you can't beat nature. It's going back. Alright, let's go find these rock carvings. Bush turkey. Alright, we're at the third spot now, the Resolution track trail. Let's go see some more carvings and then we'll go see a cave last, up that way. Alright, so this is the Resolute track, Aboriginal carvings. This is the third and final spot before we go to Red Hand's Cave. It's supposed to have painted hands on the wall, which should be very interesting. So I'm trying to find these carvings. They're supposed to be down here, but I can't see any. They might be very weathered, who knows, but... Found anything, mate?
No, not yet.
Found a couple over here.
Oh, did you?
Alright, I found some. These are the only ones that are pointing out. Got an eel and another eel. It could be a weapon, but going off that one, I'm saying
Hey,
it's...
now, what's going on with this?
I reckon that's a man and his club. Oh, you can see.
Is that what they're calling it now?
We've got to find the rest of them. Oi, check this out. I mean, that's all I could find pretty much was them three carvings. There's a couple scratch marks here, but I don't think it is anything. It looks fairly new and it doesn't look deep. We've got a couple of scratch marks here, but I don't think it's anything. So now we're going to go back to Red Hand's Cave. Before we go to Red Hand's Cave, I'll give you a view of this place because the water, it's just looking too good not to get the drone up. Alright, we're very close to Red Hand's Cave. I'm just trying to find it. I think it's like just down there somewhere. I could see a sign. Are we on top of the caves? No. We both realised that we're in our 30s now and not our 20s, so we're going to save the knees and we're going to go back up and go around. Alright. We just have to cut through. Didn't even go around. There's the rocks that we were. Red Hand's Cave, up this way. Look at that beautiful, beautiful view. It's almost like subtropical rainforesty. Oh, oh, I think we found it.
The Red Hand cave paintings are said to be created between 500 and 1200 years ago by the Garigal people, using red, yellow, and white clay. The cave was a ceremonial site for the initiation of young warriors.
So look up there, there's a hand, and I've seen them do it. So what they do is they actually put some clay in their mouth, and then they put their hands on the wall and they spray it, go. This one here is the most obvious one, you can't really see it, but if you look, right there, you're not allowed to touch it because it can erode and you've got to preserve them. So you're not allowed to touch them, but yeah, they just put their hands on the wall and they get clay and they go, it's real wet clay, and that's how they do it. Surely there's some more up here. There we go. I'm not sure if you can see there, but where it's faint orange. There's a couple of hand paintings there. No, there's one there, and one there.
The Aboriginal people leave their handprints to symbolise a sense of belonging and a connection to a place. Hands represent the belief that Aboriginals belong to the land, instead of owning it, as it symbolises respect for the land and the responsibility that comes with being one of its guests. The hands are seen as a gesture of gratitude to the land.
You're lucky you're not another turkey, mate. You'd be on the barbecue.
You just threaten that turkey.
Go, Anna. You know what else we keep? Boss of the bush turkeys. Well, that's it for today, guys. We've seen some rock carvings, we've seen some hand paint, and that's all we got today. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you on the next one. Get amongst.